The following program features copyrighted material used under the Fair Use Law. This is an educational program focusing on the preservation of said media and is not an attempt to make a profit. We will now proceed with the program.
In February 2001, the Cyborg Kuro-chan anime saw its first known release outside of Japan. A set of Cantonese language VCDs released in China and Hong Kong. An interesting move, considering the show was still airing in Japan, as rebroadcasts of older material after the show caved in on itself, but it was still airing nonetheless. Since then, the anime released in a handful of countries around the world, with some only getting the anime and not the manga it was based on. Unfortunately, most of these releases either failed to catch on or became lost to the sands of time. So today, we're looking at the lost dubs of the Cyborg Kuro-chan anime. This video is a part of a documentary on the lost media of the series. Part 1 focuses on the Japanese content, so go have a look if you haven't seen it yet. Also, my knowledge of the dubs isn't up to snuff with the original, so please let me know in the comments if I made any mistakes or missed anything. Also, episode 66 was never dubbed, so when I mention the entire series, I will be saying all 65 episodes. The anime has had two different Cantonese dubs that were produced by different companies. The first was released by Panorama Hong Kong across different sets of video CDs in 2001. The first 52 episodes were released on the discs, with options for both dubbed or subbed. The entire dub has been shared across different video sites, however the upload of episode 19 is incomplete. The second dub aired in Hong Kong, airing on TVB during the early 2010s. All 65 episodes have been archived and uploaded online. Another release in the Chinese territory, this was produced in Taiwan and released on VCDs in 2003. I couldn't find any companies mentioned on the covers, so I'm not sure who was responsible for this release. This dub consisted of all 65 episodes and is also available online in its entirety. The Thai dub was another release on VCD. This dub is very unknown, with all 65 episodes being dubbed and released in 2004. Companies Dream Express, Hudson, and APS are included in the intro for the discs. However, I'm unsure on their roles related to the release. Thailand seems to be one of several countries where the series was successful, with exclusive merchandise releasing over there, so maybe the dub also aired on TV as well. But for now, information is pretty scarce. One of the most infamous Cyborg Kuro-chan dubs, it first aired sometime in the late 2000s and was known for being a narrated dub, where a single narrator reads out the dialogue instead of having different actors performing the characters. All 65 episodes are available online, such as on Mondo TV's YouTube channel. However, there was a second version of the dub featuring the narration, but also the original Japanese audio track, which was left intact. A Russian YouTuber who reviewed the anime included some clips in his video, which is the only time this version has surfaced online. Now we'll move on to the lost dubs, some of which date back to the early 2000s, while some aired more recently. There are currently search efforts to find copies of the dubs, so if you have any leads, feel free to join the Discord server that will be linked in the description and as the pinned comment. Not too much is known about the Arabic dub. Originally airing on Spacetoon in the mid-2000s, with rebroadcasts occurring in 2020. The dub aired all 65 episodes, with some featuring edits or cut scenes. Most edits involve the character Megumi, who wears outfits that may be a little too much for some Islamic audiences. Of the 65 episodes, 63 have been archived. Episodes 37 and 41 are missing, however. The Spacetoon website includes a live feed of their channel. I tried recording several episodes, but I was only able to record a handful. With the recent broadcasts, maybe someone recorded the entire show, or even these lost episodes, from either the website or TV. At the time of making the video, episodes 37 and 41 remain lost. This was another Arabic dub produced by another studio, aimed at a more religious audience. The dub made several changes, such as excluding any episode featuring Megumi, as well as creating a new audio track that omits any of the show's original music. It's unknown when it aired, who produced it, and the channel it aired on. 43 of the 65 episodes were dubbed. Most of the dubbed episodes exist, but a handful are currently lost. This dub is considered one of the most unknown dubs of the anime, due to its lack of documentation. The dub aired on the channel Orlando in 2016 and 2017. YouTube user Gachagirl Sarah shared clips from several episodes. Unfortunately, all of the clips were taken down by YouTube and Kodansha, with a clip from episode 15 being the only surviving footage of the dub. Right, I'm just going to go off script for a second because I kind of have a little update to this that I completely forgot to put in the script. I couldn't really script it anywhere. So if you've seen the Cyborg Kuro-chan files, I am in contact with Sarah, or Gachagirl Sarah as her YouTube channel is called. She runs that channel. You probably also know that we have been dating for a few years as well. And I actually got to know her from Cyborg Kuro-chan, the Croatian Dub specifically. I haven't heard her mention the series since at least 2017. I've mentioned it to her several times about like working on videos related to it and stuff. So it's safe to assume that she doesn't watch it anymore. I might have to ask her if like she either still has the recordings, which are literally just recordings of her phone screen, or if she knows if it's still airing, because at the moment, I don't know of any other leads who have watched the Croatian Dub or even know of its existence. The only people who know of its existence from the looks of it is me and Sarah. And if you happen to see this, please let me know if it's still airing or if you have any copies of the dub, because like this is quite a dead end, like finding it. Anyway, moving on. The English dub is one of the most well-known dubs of the anime, and has been discussed a fair bit on sites like the Lost Media Wiki. The first known release was a 14-episode VCD release in 2002 by Malaysian company Speedy Video. Speedy were a company similar to Blockbuster, but they're mostly known for some really crappy English dubs of anime during the 90s.
But they are not good enough to fight with us!
This is much higher quality compared to other Speedy releases, so maybe they just licensed the dub and didn't produce it themselves. A retro junk user, known as Nuclear200X, mentions in the post that the dub was produced by a company in Singapore, which could be the case. The dub went on to be a part of the original lineup of Animax Asia, when it launched in 2004. An archive of their website from the time includes info on the dub, as well as their schedule, confirming that all 65 episodes aired on the channel from 2004 to 2005. Only episodes 3 to 12 have been found, thanks to a YouTube user sharing rips in the early 2010s. These were taken down, but were later reposted elsewhere. Some clips can be found through other dubs of the anime. Some audio from episode 1 was used in the Vietnamese dub, during the scene in which Dr. Go attacks Kuro and Puli. Like the Croatian dub, we don't know a whole lot about this one. Airing on Virginia TV, I think that's how you pronounce it, in the early 2010s, this dub is somewhat infamous for its voice acting, with lots of voices featuring manipulation of the pitch. The first 2 episodes were first uploaded online being ripped from a DVD release. The dub was later posted to YouTube by Mondo TV. However, only the first 46 episodes were posted. I was contacted by a fan living in Greece who recorded the majority of the episodes onto DVRs. We now have copies of 62 of the 65 episodes, with 3 of them remaining lost. It's weird though that Mondo only shared the first 46 episodes, as if those were the only ones they had in their archives. But this is Mondo TV, a company known for many infamous productions, and we'll definitely be talking about them more later. The Hindi dub is quite possibly the most obscure dub of them all, to the point where not even a single clip has surfaced. It aired on Spacetoon India and Animax India, but we don't know when. Some info on the dub existed on Spacetoon India's website, but the archive seems to be a dead end since it required the use of Flash, which was discarded in 2020. This dub is an odd case of it being quite popular, but has been poorly archived over the years. It's unknown when it first aired, but it was most likely around the early 2000s. The first 10 episodes were released on VCD in 2002, with Spacetoon Indonesia airing the series around that time. Spacetoon Indonesia aired the series around that time, which is just a guess because the only clip of any airing from then is from 2009, but I assume that's just a rebroadcast and not the initial broadcast. Episodes 1 to 18 are currently available online. A Spacetoon promo from 2009 includes clips from episode 32, so it's likely that a majority of the episodes were dubbed. The company also shared some clips from episode 1 on their YouTube channel, meaning they most likely still have the episodes in their archives. Unfortunately, the rest of the dub has not been made available. The Italian dub first aired on Italia 1 and Mediaset in 2002. The dub was later released on DVD by Mondo TV, but only the first 3 episodes were released. Mondo later released the dub on YouTube, but only the first 13 episodes. It's very likely that Mondo definitely have some archiving problems, or maybe something else is going on. At one point, the first 31 episodes were available on YouTube, however these have been removed. Mirrors of the second half of episodes 22 and 28 are all that remain of these uploads. It's also important to note that there were 2 different versions of each episode aired, with there being the normal versions and airings where the episodes were split in half. Another odd thing is that Mondo's releases replaced the new opening with the original Japanese one, which resulted in the original being almost impossible to find without a watermark or logo. This dub is another lesser known one. We have no information on the channel that aired it, or a broadcast date. However, it was most likely around 2004, when South Korea lifted its ban on Japanese imports. Uploads of the dub's opening have been mirrored around the internet, and episode 15 was shared on Naver, with it later being mirrored on Nico Nico. These, and some telesnaps of episodes, are currently the only existing content from the dub. Another dub that is popular among viewers. It first aired in October 2001. The dub aired different numbers of episodes across different countries. According to a Twitter user, only 3 episodes aired in Mexico, and some say that up to 52 episodes aired in some countries. Audio of the opening and ending, promos from CHV and ETC, and recordings from CHV are the only existence of the dub. The dub most likely hasn't aired in many years, making it really hard to find copies or recordings now. This dub also aired in 2001, airing on IBC in the Philippines. Similar to the Latin American dub, not much of this dub has survived over the years, and it's probably another case of it not airing recently. Most of the existing footage comes from recordings made by voice actor Pocholo Gonzalez, that's probably another name that I'm getting wrong, so I apologise, who shared clips from some episodes on Facebook. However, Gonzalez has not shared any full episodes for some reason. Another lost thing from the dub is the opening. The dub has an original opening performed by rap group Salbakuta, which has now become hard to find. The upload of episode 11 included some of the opening, but due to the damage of the recording, it cut out at times, making it incomplete. There was also a fan remix, which sampled both the Tagalog and Japanese songs, which at one point was the only way to listen to the full song. This has also become lost. The last of the known dubs. This one aired on HTV3 around the late 2000s or early 2010s. As mentioned previously, the dub used some audio from the English dub, and may have been based on the dub, as some characters have similar sounding voices. All 65 episodes were aired, and many of them are now missing. Many recordings of the episodes have been shared around the internet. Full recordings of some episodes have been found, as well as incomplete ones. And some I remember seeing straight up haven't surfaced, such as episodes 63 and 64, which I remember seeing on YouTube quite a few times. Before we end the video, I just want to add another thing. There's one more dub, potentially two, that we don't really know about. The first is a YouTube video that was uploaded around 2009, really bad quality, phone recording of an episode. The audio doesn't match any of the dubs, so we don't really know what it is, and the audio's so bad you can't really tell. It does seem to be a dub that has a mix of original audio and the Japanese audio. I can't really tell what it is, as I say, so we don't really know what it is. There's also mention, a friend told me ages ago that there was a Persian dub that aired in Iran. This could be the Persian dub, I have no idea. There's so little information about it, there's just this one clip from episode 32, so we have no idea if this was the Persian dub, what dub this is. I'm going to link it below with all the other sources, so let me know if you can figure out what language it is, and yeah. Anyway, let's end the video here. As we've seen, many of these dubs have disappeared over the years, and even the ones that have been found became lost again. Kodansha, who own the distribution rights to the series in Japan, are partly responsible, as they've set up an automated system to detect if someone has uploaded the anime to YouTube, meaning the video gets removed almost instantly. However, this has become a double-edged sword, as they do not realise the scarcity of the dubs, and how most of them are partially, if not almost lost. Maybe over the years we'll see some of these dubs show up, but since most are very old dubs of a lesser known series, it'll unfortunately be unlikely a lot will show up.